Welcome back, Motorheads. This is Project Car Finds on Facebook Marketplace. This episode, we're going to take us a little trip through Texas. First up, in 1962 Pontiac for $3,000. This one here's got 350 in it. They claim it runs and goes forward and backwards and needs brake work and got some rust. The old Pontiacs, a lot of people really didn't care for them. They didn't save them too often. Me personally, I like the old Pontiacs. I know there's a few other people out there who do too. This one right here I think would be a very cool little car to pick back up for $3,000 and get this one here back up on the road. Possibly do a full restore on this one right here, or just make it a nice little daily driver. Next, got a little 72 Chevrolet Monte Carlo for $3,300. I think this here is the best deal I found so far on there today. This one right here, you're getting two 72 Monte Carlos, both with titles. Now, one of them's missing a front end, but I think for the price, what you're getting here, you possibly, if this other one here is in good shape, you're getting two Monte Carlos you can put back on the road with a little bit of work, a little bit of effort on your part for $3,300. I don't think that's a bad deal. And if you look, actually, the donor car there without the front end, it doesn't look all that bad either, so it might be worth saving. But originally, the first car, yes, definitely worth saving. What do you guys think? Up next goes 65 Ford Galaxy Wind in the Hair Edition for $12,000. Seller says this car's been in the family for the last 30 years. It's a run and driving project car. In the pictures, the car really doesn't look too bad. Now, if you like the Wind in the Hair Edition like I do, this might be a good find. The price seems a little bit steep, but, you know, maybe it's just me being a complete tightwad. I don't know. It is what it is. What do you guys think on the price on this one here? Up next, got a little 68 Pontiac Firebird for $5,500, or Fire Chicken, whatever you want to call it. This was a factory 4-speed car, currently a roller. Now, if you're kind of partial to the old Pontiacs like I am, this one here is in pretty good shape. This one here definitely looks like one that needs to be saved. Usually when you find the old Firebirds, they're pretty rotted out, and they're asking astronomical prices for them. I don't necessarily think $5,500 is too awful bad on this one here. This one does currently have the interior, the seats. It looks like it's missing the console, but at least you got the seat frames and everything there, and the engine bay doesn't look too awful bad. Next, we got a little 47 Plymouth Coupe for $7,000. This car here is rumored to have a 327 Chevrolet with a 4-speed, the Keep You Busy edition. Overall, the car doesn't look too awful bad, but you can tell it looks like it's been sitting up for a while. Now, a good friend of mine, he's got one of these right here, and he has a lot of fun with his. Me, not really my thing, but I think this is probably one of the better looking Plymouths, if I had to say so myself. But this one right here, $7,000, I don't quite see $7,000 on this car. Next, we got this little 68 Plymouth Fury for $49.50. This is a V8 car with a little 383 in it. They say this was a rescue from the north, so this car may have some rust in it that we don't quite see in the pictures. He does say it does need a floor pan on the driver's side, but overall the car doesn't look too bad on the outside. You can kind of see here in the pictures somebody's been going after with a little bit of primer. Whether they actually fixed it or not underneath it correctly would be the question of the day on this one right here, boys and girls. Up next, got a 53 Hudson Hornet for $2,970. Seller says he has a clean title in his name. It's got a 262 with a 3-speed setting in it. From the pictures here, it doesn't look too awful bad. It appears to have all the glass, which is kind of the hard thing to get for these old Hudsons right here. Personally, I think the old Hudsons are pretty dang cool. They got a nice shape. Even though they kind of look like a water bug, I still kind of dig these old Hudsons. You know, it's the poor man's Mercury. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that, because now I know you're coming for me in the comments on that. Well, that looks nothing like a Mercury. I said what I said. So just deal with it. I won't make y'all mad again here, because now we got the ugliest Charger they ever made in 1972 for $5,500. They claim this car has a clean title. Now, overall, the body doesn't look bad on this car. It's just not my thing, and I think a lot of, even the Mopar guys got to say, this is probably the ugly Charger, other than like you get into the 80s. Yeah, Charger kind of, the name should have never went to certain cars, just saying. Next, got a 73 Ford Torino for $4,500. In the words of Clint Eastwood, get off my lawn. This guy's wanting you to get it off of his. Now, this one here's got 351. Seller says it is stuck, so it may either be blown up, but according to them, it ran when they parked it. Overall, here in the pictures, this old Torino doesn't look too awful bad. It looks to be fairly complete. The interior in this car actually doesn't look very bad at all either. I mean, the seats look pretty good from the pictures, which is kind of hard to tell. But the back seat looks like it's there and intact, no rips or anything like this. This might be something that if you're into the Torinos, might want to go look at. Up next, we got this little 51 Chevrolet Fleetline for $3,200. They say this little thing runs good, been changed over to 12 volt, has original title. Seller claims it's pretty solid. Looking at the pictures, I can't deny that. The car does look fairly solid from the pictures. And these kind of cars are kind of interesting. A lot of these cars never got chopped because, one, they're fastback. They were kind of hard to chop. Well, they could chop them, but it just made it a really pain in the ass to chop them, so they survived. This one right here might be a good little project for somebody right here. What do you guys think? Next, get a little 69 Volkswagen Baja Beetle for $4,200. Looks like this one here's got some goodies to it. They said it ran when they parked it about a few years ago. Now, in little Volkswagens, a little convincing, you can get them things back up and running again, like a little sewing machine. Now, this one here does have that traditional metal flake paint job on it, looks like here in the pictures. Yes, that means put as much flake as possible into the paint and shoot it and see what happens. But, you know, traditional 70s kind of paint jobs. This one here looks to be fairly complete inside. The interior's there. Doesn't look too awful bad. Doesn't look too awful dirty or anything. Next, we got a 73 Ford Ranchero for $3,000. You don't come across these old Rancheros very often. This one here's got a 302 in it. Body doesn't look too bad on this side. Definitely needs a gas tank. You see the gas can strapped to the front of it there. So yeah, it looks like a 302 to me. Oh, I really wish people learn how to take pictures of their cars when they want to sell them. Yeah, I get it, what they're trying to do, show there's no waves, but really, you really can't tell on a Ranchero if it's got waves or not. Not from a picture. However, it does look to be fairly solid. If you're into the old Rancheros, you don't come across them very often, this might be one to go check out. Up next, the most expensive car on the list today, the 1960 Cadillac DeVille for $15,000. Seller claims to be pretty solid, a little rust in the rockers. This comes with a supercharged 6.2 that was pulled out with 80,000 miles. Overall, this Cadillac doesn't appear to be in too bad a shape, but it is going to take quite a bit of work to get her back on the road, getting all those electrical parts to go along with that little 6.2. But other than that, it might be a very good running driving car after that. That's all I got for you today. If you liked today's video, smash that like button, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys in the next one.